Good morning, children. Hope you are all doing well. Now we are going to see some grammar exercises. Right? Take your grammar book, page number 3, the first chapter. Sentence and phrase. Do you know what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. He shouted. It is a sentence. He is the subject and what the subject does, shouted. So the meaning is complete. This is called a sentence. The sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop or a question mark or an exclamation mark. Right? Now we go to the phrase. A phrase is a group of words that makes some sense but not the complete sense. It gives a meaning but not a complete meaning. For example, I love my parents very much. I love my parents very much. I love my parents is the sentence. I, subject, what I do, love, whom I love, my parents. Then very much, that is the phrase here. Very much is the phrase here. Right. So, do you understand what a sentence and a phrase is? Now we'll see some examples. Look at the exercise number 1. Mona sat quietly in her room. Mona sat quietly in her room. This is a sentence. Right. Look at the second one. In the bus. What is it? Is there a subject or is there a verb? No. There are simply a group of words. So, this is a phrase. What do you understand from these two sentences? Sentence should have a subject and a verb. But a phrase, sometimes it may not have a subject or phrase, but it gives some meaning. That's all. Can you do the exercise, children? 3 to 8. Very quickly. Very quickly is simply 2 words. It gives a meaning but not the complete meaning. So it is a phrase. Can you do this? Right. Exercise number 2. Underline the phrase in the sentence given below. Underline the phrases. There is a sentence given. In that sentence, some phrases are given. So you have to underline the phrases. He was a man of great strength. He was a man of great strength. Man of great strength. He was a man of great strength is the phrase. He was a man is a sentence. Of great strength is the phrase. Look at the second. The girl has come from the cottage. The girl has come from the cottage. From the cottage is the phrase. So you can do the rest. Now the second exercise. Turn to the next page. They have given some phrases in the top. You have to choose the correct phrase according to the sentence. Go through the sentence, read the sentence, which phrase comes for this, and you have to choose and write here. Can you do this? Right. If you have any doubt, you can call me and ask, okay? Then chapter 2, page number 5. Subject and predicate. What is subject? Subject means whom we are talking about. For example, in the first sentence I said, I love my parents. Whom are we talking about? I. I is the subject. What the subject does is the predicate. Right? A sentence is made up of 2 parts. One is subject and the other is predicate. The subject names the person or thing in the sentence. The predicate tells us something about the subject, what the subject does, or some information about the subject is called the predicate. Do you understand? Look at the examples given in the page. Subject, they have separated subject and predicate. Rustam was playing football. The stars shine in the sky at night. The man in the blue shirt is my father. See children, the man in the blue shirt, it refers to the man. What we are talking about is predicate. Is my father is the predicate. Do you understand? Usually the subject occurs before the predicate. Usually all the subjects comes before the subject predicate. Sometimes, however, the subject occurs after the predicate. In some or the in one or two sentences there are some exemptions. There we can see the subject at the back of the predicate. Now look at the exercise. Underline the subject in each of the sentences. You have to underline only the subject. The early bird catches the worm. The early bird catches the worm. What we are talking about? The early bird. So that is the subject. You have to underline those three words. The early bird. Next one. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. What are we talking about, or whom are we talking about? Humpty Dumpty. So underline Humpty Dumpty. Right? Third one. This umbrella is very old. This umbrella is very old. What is the subject here? This umbrella. Right. Fourth one. Tina and her friend played in the garden. Tina and her friend played in the garden. Who are the subjects here? Tina and her friend. So underline Tina and her friend. Up to that you underline. Fifth one. Down the hill went Jill. Down the hill went Jill. Whom are we talking about in this sentence? Yes, we are talking about Jill. But it comes at the end of the sentence. So underline Jill. Right. Jill is the subject. Okay. In the second exercise, you have to underline all the predicates. You first look at the subject. Then apart from the subject, whatever it is given is the predicate. Can you do it, children? Good. Turn to the next page, page number 6. Separate the subject from the predicate in each of the sentences given and write them correctly in the columns. They have along with the picture, they have given the sentences. You have to separate the subject and predicate, and you have to copy down that in the columns given at the end of the page. Right, the first one is done for you. The tourist shook the boy's hand. The tourist shook the boy's hand. Here what is the subject? The tourist. So they have written the tourist in the subject column. Then what are the predicates? Shook the boy's hands. Shook the boy's hand. It is written in the predicate column. Can you do this?